Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Backpack Trader Training Room for Thursday, February 6th, 2024 or 2025. Please note the required risk disclosure. This room is for educational and information purposes only. It is not to be considered individual financial advice. Trading of this type carries substantial risks and should only be attempted with funds you can afford to do without. All right. Crude is in a short trade. Challenged the stop, but coming back down toward the entry now. The market will be opening in 2+ minutes. A new trade on the YM. That will be a get in sync. And crude going through both targets. So that's a one and done session for crude. YM get in sync short. I think the Russell's gone too far. Unleaded bouncing off its 200 EMA. Needing to get down to 0591, it looks like. Let's see if that's correct. Yeah, 91 for money management. YM trade gone too far and stopping out. Market is open. Soybeans had a get in sync. That looks to me like it touched the entry, but I suspect that was a little bit too quick. So that will treat as a no trade. So crude is done for the moment. I'm going to put unleaded up over top of that so we can keep an eye on the micro NQ. Micro NQ will start 4 minutes after market open. So that's going to be get in sync on the micro NQ. Pound Aussie is in a long trade. Calculator's tracking a short. The short would have been a stop and reverse, and we adjust to 97.62 for the entry. Stop and reverse. And we have not hit that, so we are actually still in the long trade. The stop and reverse will remain active for the moment because it did trigger in unadjusted. Great. Now we have a long setup. That triggered in. And we're still not to our start time yet. So if this stops out, it will cancel that trade. Short trade on the micro Russell. Let's go down 2 to get up to our 14 tick minimum for money management. And there's money management on the micro Russell trade. Starting off with at least a break-even trade, getting very close to target there. Unleaded, testing the 200 EMA again. Tested it prior back here. And the pound Aussie getting kind of close to money management. It did stop out, so that the stop and reverse trade hit its stop, so that cancels the stop and reverse. So we are in the long by itself still. And it looks like we did trigger into our micro NQ long. Target 3 on the micro Russell. That's a win on trade number 1. Micro Russell stopped to 231.1. We're looking for a new setup on soybeans. It was a little too quick to catch this morning. And unleaded back to the entry again. And Micro Russell stopping out. Target 3 in the small trailer. And a long trade. It has not triggered yet. It needs 3 ticks. Additional for money management over target 1, so that's going to be 23.34 flat. Trade is still valid because we had not hit the entry on below the stop, but the trade is still valid unless and until we get a crossover, which looks like it's going to happen on this bar. May very well get a short here. Probably, in fact, we will get a short here. And there it is at 28.4. And that triggers in. We are short on the Micro Russell. And our long trade on the Micro NQ goes for a full stop out. And 2 ticks for a minimum 14 there. And money management and target 1 on the pound Aussie. Yes, we're not going to get tracking on this because so stop is going to go to 97.82. We may go to 93 or 83 rather. Yeah, going to go to 83 on the close of this bar. Ouch. And we take a second loss on the Micro Russell. A win and 2 losses on the Micro. No, I'm sorry, we didn't. We took our win and 1 loss. The long didn't ever trigger. And money management on unleaded. One loss on the Micro NQ, a win and a loss on the Micro Russell. 1 AM with no trades yet. And unleaded. Target 1, and we're trailing at 617. I believe that's target 1. 585. Yeah, we got the 5. Yeah, we definitely got target 1. Target 1 traders will be one and done. Coming down toward target 2. So our next goal is going to be target 2 on the pound Aussie. Right there. That's going to be just below the 200 EMA. So that's going to be a one and done session on a pound Aussie as well. We did move up to 83 for our trailer on pound Aussie. And on this bar, we'll move up to 84, assuming we close above the balance line. There is a short trade on the YM. Let me get the other markups out of the way there. 22 ticks, so it's just above a minimum. And we get a new long on the micro NQ. That's a bigger trade. There is target 1. Not big enough to move our goal targets. So target 2 is going to be our next objective, or our first objective actually. And we did get target 2 on unleaded, so this will be a one and done session for both target 1 and target 2 traders. All right, we are at 84 now for our pound Aussie stop. That's going to be 3 ticks, or 3 pips, times 4 positions. It's 12 pips and offering even on the trailer at this point. Trailer at 593. And short trade on the micro Russell. Short trade set up. That just triggered in. That was definitely long enough to have time to get the trade in. This one's got a wick on it as well. Let's see how. Yeah, this one's big enough wick that we will go to target 2 and 3 will be our goals on this trade. We will start trailing a little early, probably. Start trailing at 70% of target 1 with a minimum of 14 ticks. Target 1 is our break-even level. Target 1 is 24 ticks on this one, so yeah, we'll pick up a trailer a little early. %70 of 24 is probably 16. It's going to truncate. It's not going to round. It's going to truncate. Either 16 or 17 ticks. So that's going to be entry at 27.9. So 26, 2 or 3 would be our, and it looks like that's exactly where we got. Well, we didn't, yeah, it looks like we got to 26.3, so that didn't, well, we'll see what it does on this close of this bar. We may very well get a trailer starting here. Micro NQ still in the long trade, still at break even. The short, and then we have a short setup that went through too fast. I would have exited the long on that setup, and now we pick up, may pick up a get in sync on this if it comes up just a little bit. There it is. So we're short now. Small profit on that trade. So a win and a partial win and a loss on the morning so far. YM hitting money management. Stop will come down to 28.028. And we did stop out of the pound Aussie, so it's done for the morning. And there's target on the YM, so that'll be a one and done session. 22 ticks on target. Our short trade on, yeah, we did start trailing. We also have picked up target 1 and or picked up break even. We're beyond that, trailing at 27.3, 1 tick away from target 2. And we're coming close to 10 o'clock, so I'm going to move the unleaded trade down here to over the pound Aussie since that's done. Yeah, we aren't going to need to watch that anymore. Stop and reverse adjustment doing its job, keeping us in the original long trade that got us to power quitting. $5.66 for the unleaded trailer and a loss. So that's a second loss, and now we go to a long trade on the micro NQ. Second loss number 2 on the short. Micro Russell getting target 2. So our objective now is going to be target 3. Just below the 200 EMA now is where we got to go. $26.6 for the stop on the Micro Russell. Break even on the Micro NQ. Long has hit target 1, so the stop came to 805 3/4. Target 2 is just above session high. Unleaded continuing down. 526. Mark this trade up. We've got another approximately 5 minutes before we'll start trading crude for the 10 a.m. mini session. Target 3 on the Micro Russell and continuing down. We stop out at break even on the Micro NQ, pick up a short trade. This could be problematic. See if we can get through the 50 EMA. Definitely are in the short, even if the initial was too quick, which I don't believe it was. We have come back to the entry again, so definitely in the trade. Yeah, the stop out here would end the session with a third loss. Unleaded, turning this into a really nice trade. Trailer now down to 501. Approaching session low. Session low at 04448. Crude pushing down through that short trade. That's interesting. That trade is exactly the same as what our earlier winning trade was. Oh no, I was moving down to mark that up. That's what it was. Stick that one down there. And that's gone too far to get in sync with, obviously. And unleaded down to 481. Micro Russell stopping out at 24.6. So that is 2 wins and a loss. We have 1 loss, a partial profit, 2 losses, and a break even. And we're in short on trade number 5. On micro NQ. We did stop out of the YM trade. Trailed down on that one to 017. $4.76 now for unleaded. Money management on the micro NQ. This trade's been running a while. Yes, 912. Entry was 642. We're now at 473. $69 ticks. That right? The math right? Yeah. 70 ticks would be 573. No, I'm sorry. 170 ticks. 169 ticks is where we are at 473. And stopping out for 169 ticks on the trailer. Top of 87. So that's 156 ticks, 256 ticks. That's a $1,000 trade. And that certainly takes care of our loss yesterday, which would have been about 450. Trade number 5 was a break even on the micro NQ. 10 a.m. mini session, long trade. 70.91. All right, that's pulling back. So definitely in the trade. Taking some heat there. Soybeans with a long trade set up. Looks like it's going to go 10.49 for the stop. And trade number 6 on the micro NQ unfortunately goes for a full stop out. That's loss number 3 and trade number 6, so definitely ends the session. That's going to be a down session. Unleaded back where it belongs. Still just 3 trades on the micro Russell. Looks like we may have a reaction trade here on crude, or it may get enough to get us to money management anyway. 50 EMA coming down quickly. Soybeans in the long. Soybeans long, crude long on the 10 a.m. mini session. YM is done. Unleaded is done. Unleaded very profitable this morning. Pound Aussie is done. Micro NQ is complete. Down session this morning. Sorry about the slow start this morning. The markets have cooperated pretty much since then, except for micro Russell. There is target 1 on soybeans, so that's going to be a one and done. Stop comes up to 53 1/4. Two and a half points on target 1. Target 2 is 4 points. Sitting at 57 flat. A tick below the session open. Looks like soybeans ran up right around midnight last night, getting up to the session high at 66 1/4. Then around just before 7 o'clock this morning, started back down, went through to new session lows at 49 1/2. Now we're back up almost to the session open, where we started from. Still a long trade on crude. Long on soybeans, trying to work up through the 50 EMA on soybeans. Lower bottom right chart is soybeans. The other two bottom charts are complete already. Actually, the other three, unleaded, pound Aussie, and underneath the unleaded chart is the micro NQ. All three of those trade plans are complete. YM is complete. So we have 2 or 3 more trades on the micro Russell. We can take 2 wins or 2 losses, and up to 3 trades additional on the micro Russell. 4 wins, 3 losses, or 6 trades, whichever comes first is our stop. 4 wins and positive. That would be unlikely with, and that would be unlikely we not be positive with 4 wins and less than 6 trades. Possible stop and reversal on crude. It's going to be at 69. Back to the entry again on crude. Back to the original long entry. Close above the balance line will cancel the short stop and reverse. Looking at the micro Russell crude, micro Russell upper left, crude center, top center, and soybeans bottom left are 3 active charts at the moment. All 2 of the 3 are in trades. Soybeans is long and crude is long. Micro Russell is flat. This will be the final trade for soybeans. We have got a goal target, and we will definitely be positive since this is the first trade. We did not get along on the crossover on micro Russell because the trade would have set up below this 14 EMA, the cyan line. And that's going to filter the trade out. I did get second close above the balance line, so the stop and reverse on crude is canceled. Certainly could leave your stop at 69. That would save you 5 ticks on the risk. Not moving a lot here. And soybean stops out at 53 1/4. So 1 tick break even gives us 3 additional ticks for the 3 remaining positions. 2.5. So that's 3/4 of a point plus the 2.5 points we already earned at target 1. 3 1/4 points on the day, $167.50. Not much, but it's a positive day, and move on to tomorrow. So we're down to micro Russell and crude oil, 10 a.m. mini session. Crude kind of going sideways. In a long trade there. If we get a couple of down bars here, we may get another short. And it'll definitely be another trade off the 50 EMA gold line. Micro Russell coming up solidly off the session low and up through the session open. It's into positive territory for the session. Well down from the session high, 23.36.2. Pound Aussie trying to work. YM pushing down now. Pound Aussie trying to push up through its 200 EMA. New session lows on the YM. Nothing new yet. Still long on crude. Down bar here will give us a short. Currently, high of the bar being 70.82. Plotted entry is going to be 72. So, yep, it's going to be exactly the same, exactly where we were. Not quite as big a trade. Stop is going to be, well, stop's going to be at 70.01. 71.01, yeah. Same stop, but it looks like, there's a push higher. Testing the 200 or the 50 one more time and pushing up through it. Bang. Going up through both targets. One and done session. That's how it's supposed to go. Just had to be patient with the trade. 15 and 24 it looks like, and it stopped out. We only have two fixed targets, 15 and 25, 40 ticks on that one. The morning trade, 9 o'clock. Nope, that one was, yeah, that one I said was too early. So then we picked up this short. It gave us 13 and 21 for 34. 74 ticks on the two sessions today. That's a good day. $740. less trade costs. Still moving on with it. So the only thing left is the micro Russell. 2 trades remaining there. Up to 3 trades remaining there. And there's one of them. Short trade. Triggers in. That's gonna be money management. Yeah, it moves down 2 ticks from the target. So there's going to be 50-cent level. Yep, there's money management. Target is target 3. Unleaded with another successful trade. As crude heads up, unleaded is also. Well, we had a couple of losing shorts in there. Of course, we weren't participating in those, obviously, since unleaded was one and done this morning. It took a while to get there. About 45 minutes for that trade to finish, netting over 250 ticks. Target 2 and trailer. And target 3 on micro Russell. So our next goal is target 4. So that is 3 wins and 1 loss. Trailer coming down to 36.6, it looks like. No, 26.7. So this is win number 3. 1 more win or 2 more trades after this. So, unless we get another win after this trade, we'll go our full 6 trades. Micro Russell looking to be definitely a positive session today. Questions or comments? Any questions or anything you'd like to look at? Put in the chat, please. Crude coming back down off the new session highs it just set, all the way back to session open. just above the target 2 for the trade that we had on there. Yeah. Hope this is you're enjoying what you're seeing here. And don't worry if you don't understand it the first times through. Running 3 different strategies on these examples. Catapult Trader on Micro Russell and the Micro NQ using custom Renko bars. Spotlight Power Trader on the Pound Aussie, Crude, Unleaded, and YM. These are all net backpack trader strategies. And Counterpunch Trader on soybeans. I wish we could have gotten into that initial short. It was right at this bar closed 2 seconds before market open. This bar was 11 seconds after and just came up and touched the entry. I don't think that would have been executable, which is why I went ahead and followed the long trade. Target 4 on Micro Russell. And it looks like our trailing stop came down right at there, and it just came down again. So 25.8. Another stop move on the Micro Russell. 25.3. 25.1. This is a 15 tick brick size with a 5 tick offset. So in other words, it's going to print a bar every 5 ticks in the direction of the trend, but it's going to take 25 ticks to print a reversing bar. $25 or more. 25 from the close of the last bar. Slow movement, getting down close to the session low again. YM is down as well. YM setting session lows. You can get a little bit of a wick on an upward wick on this bar on Micro Russell. Now still trying to push down, it appears. Crude now with another short trade. Not participating there, since we are at our power of quitting. We got both targets and we're positives. One trade was enough to make our goals for that mini session. Getting those on the long trade, it was followed by a second successful long, a very successful short. Long that would have stopped and reversed back to short, and this short is not looking good either. And Micro Russell pushing upward, as is apparently YM may be starting upward. So it looks like we got a tick or two beyond the prior close. Two ticks. So that's a 27 tick bar for the reversal. Body is actually the 15 tick break size. And there's a full. We took a full stop out. It looks like on the. I don't know. Is that? Yep, we did. We took a full stop out. That got to 41, which was the full stop and it didn't. I'm going to have to get with Will on that. I've seen too many of those. Micro Russell's, and there's stop out on Micro Russell, 25-1. So trade number 5 in the books. Target 3 and 4 win. Almost target 2 on the trailer. I'm sorry, that's not trade 5, that's trade 4. 3 wins and a loss. And we may be about to get a long trade. This will set up above the An EMA, which I believe, our memory serves, that's a 14. No, I'm sorry, 22 EMA. That plan. Long, yep, there's our long trade. Entry at 26.1. Stop at 23.9, and trade's still valid, but we're about to get across it. There's a short trade. Long trade is canceled. Plenty of time to get an order in on that. If I can get the marker line down to it in time. And bang, bang, that's going to be money management at least. There's our target. We can get to target on this trade. That is going to be, need to come down 2 ticks, which I'm sure we got. 20.5. Yeah, there's our trailing stop just above that bar. Right at the top of it anyway. Trade number 5. $21.9 for the entry. And our stop now at 21.8. And stopping out for break even. So we'll take one more trade. And that will be a day. One more trade on the micro Russell. There is a trade. Now, if it triggers in, that will be the final trade. That's something I wanted. Yeah, we got key levels going on here. So that's going to need 5 ticks to get our 14. It looks like 25.5. There's our target 3. And we did trigger in, so this will be the final trade of the day. I'm afraid this one's just going to be a reaction. It may not be. Okay. That crude trade that I thought was going to stop out actually came down and hit target 1. And we take a full stop. It's a full stop out on trade number 6. 3 wins, 2 losses, and a break even should be a positive day. Definitely a positive day. And that completes all of our all 7 trade plans that I had in the room. Actually 8, since we have 2 sessions on mini sessions on crude. And that completes all 8 trade sessions for the trade plans that I'm using on the 7 charts in here. Questions or comments? Anything you'd like to discuss? I started the stream at 9:30. The first trade plan actually started at 8:30. That would have been the pound Aussie. So this long trade right back here set up at 8:17:43. Our start time was 8:30. We did have red label news this morning, so that I would say you hold your trades for 5 minutes. So 8:35 fills right in here, and we definitely got in sync with the long. Avoided this short with a stop and reverse adjustment. It's usually 2 pips or 2 ticks. The only exception on these charts being unleaded, I use 4 ticks. So that would have adjusted from 764 down to 762, which it never hit. So we stayed long and ultimately went up, got target 2. Or no, excuse me. Yeah, went up and got target 1, came back and stopped out on this trailer, which would have been this orange line. So we picked up not a lot. We have 17 ticks on target 1. The remaining 4 positions picked up, I believe, 3 ticks each. Yeah, that was 84 from the entry at 81. So another 12 ticks, 29 or pips rather, 29 pips on the morning on the pound Aussie. Unleaded was the big winner today. 256 ticks, I think it was. So yeah, I've been in here on the stream for an hour and 17 minutes. Actually a little longer than that. About an hour and 22 minutes, because I always try to open up about 5 minutes before market open. The trade plan started at 8:30. Crude and unleaded started at 9. Everything else except micro NQ started at actually 8:30 Central, since all 3 of the charts that started at 8:30 were on Central time. I'm trying to speak in exchange time, but with NinjaTrader I have to display everything in the same time frame, so all of my charts are showing on Eastern time. Because I'm just trying. I would start with 1 chart on the 2 sessions on crude this morning. If you're looking at a full crude contract, you're going to need an account of, let's see, basically the average trade is about a 25 tick risk on 2 positions, meaning you're risking 50 ticks at $10 a tick, which is $500. Thing that's 2%. You're going to need about a $25,000 account to effectively trade crude. You don't want to be risking more than about 2% of your account on any particular trade on average. The alternative there is the micro crude, That's 1/10. Instead of being $10 a tick, it's $1 a tick. Chart is almost identical, but not quite. But on this, the 2 sessions this morning we got with two fixed targets, targets 1 and target 2. The 9 o'clock session. This was our 10 o'clock session trade. So he just meandered about for a while, and then shot up through both targets. Those were 15 and 25 ticks. That's 40 ticks. So that would have been a $400 return on a $500 risk. And then our morning trade. Yeah, that one was too early. So yeah, our morning trade was this trade right here. And that netted us $13 and 21, so that's 34. So 74 ticks on the 2 mini sessions this morning. Or would be in the full contract would be $740. And the micro would be $74. But in difference of risk of 2 trades with approximately $500 risk each, and then but versus 2 trades with $50 a piece risk. So getting started, that micro is probably not a bad place to be. I was actually charting the micro Russell, which is 50 cents a tick today, the micro NQ is also 50 cents a tick. It's $2 a point. It's a point versus the micro Russell, which is $5 a point. But it's a 10 ticks to the point. How quickly you can get going just depends on how much time you want to spend with it. You are definitely gonna want to spend some time doing some back testing to prove the plan you want to trade. Prove to yourself that it has a winning statistical advantage, so that if you start off with a couple of losses, you don't just throw it away and quit. Okay, looks like we did we not get? Oh yeah, we did get break even on that short trade, and now it's got a long, so just as well to be done with the session. And that's the whole point behind the power of quitting is we get to our goals and step aside. The more you trade, it tends to get to a point where your earnings per trade get lower and lower. You end up with more trade costs. You're taking more risk because you're staying in the market longer. That's the idea behind the power of quitting. Get to your goals, stand down, go on with the rest of your life. That is the philosophy behind the backpack trader. Is trading is not what you live for. You're trading to live your life. So you get done, step aside, do the other things that you want to do in life, come back tomorrow and do it again. But you want to be consistent. But it's 11 o'clock. I start, as I say, I started my trade plans at 8:30. My plans would have been done by, let's see, 10. Yeah, I would have been done at the 10 o'clock crude session. So, I would have been done in less than 2 hours today for my normal trading. And so I will go on with the rest of the things I want to do this afternoon. That you can spend time with that, doing back testing and so forth as you're getting started. That depends on, if you're working through are you working with backpack trader things, or are you working through something else getting started with futures trading? Okay. Yeah, go through the training, go through the 12 steps. That's your 12 step. The 12 steps is the way to get started with it. You'll go through learning, really, some self-assessment to see what your particular emotional state, what you're looking for out of trading, what you've got the capital to trade. Picking a market, you'll do some fast testing. That there's training on that on the sites. Which of the strategies are you getting into, or are you in the CEO mastermind group, or what? Okay. All right. Yeah. Get in. In fact, Troy is doing a training this evening at 7. It's the second part of the training, but it's a back testing training for the CEO mastermind group. Look on the in the Discord for the announcement of that, and you also should have gotten an email. But yes, sit in on any trainings that you can get to. I've been anytime I'm available at the time that Troy is doing a training. It doesn't matter what strategy it's in. I'm going to be there. I will definitely try and be there for this evening's training. And a lot of times when he's doing the Saturdays, I've got other things going on, and unfortunately I have a conflict at noon on Tuesdays, so I can't make most of the office hours. But anytime Troy is doing trainings, be there. Write down the questions you have. Feel free to ask questions. That's what he wants his people doing, is asking questions. It makes it a whole lot easier for us to meet your needs when you're asking questions about because that kind of tells us where you are in the process and what we need to work with. So you're welcome to ask questions here. As long as it's not a really active market and I'm trying to follow all of the charts. When the markets slow down a little bit, feel free to ask questions. That's what I'm here for. Basically, the more times you see things, the better that they'll stick. And we all learn things at different rates, and you'll learn things as you're ready to pick them up. And you're not going to learn advanced concepts, or at least you're not going to remember them until you've got the basics under you. But then you see a training on some of the more advanced concepts later on. then that'll click and it'll be, oh, okay, now that makes sense, kind of thing. So that's why I'm always trying to get into the trainings, because you never know what hit. They'll go different ways, different times, but you never know what you may pick up. Any other questions today? If you're in the training tonight, and I am, I'll be there as Troy will probably introduce me tonight, or I'll probably contribute a few things along the way. Probably the best markets to look at are going to be the Russell, either the micro or the full Russell, that being the RTY, or the M2 would be the Russell index, or the M2K is the micro Russell. The YM or micro crude is not a bad. It's a good place to start as well. Crude actually will give you a lot more, and that's one of the reasons that we use it as an example chart, because it does give us a lot of examples to work with. But it's also been a market that's been fairly successful on a regular basis in all of Troy's strategies. So that is one of the reasons, two of the reasons that we tend to focus on crude. It's a good, not a bad starting place, especially with the micros now, where it's not quite so expensive to get in. Yeah, you can, with the micros, you can easily get in with as I said, $50 trade risk profile typically. So you're talking about, what, 2,500 to get 2%, get that 2%. I would say you really want to be pretty much a minimum of about 3,000 to start with a micro crude, a couple of thousand with micro Russell, micro or YM, or the micro YM. Actually, a couple of thousand with the micros, micro Russell, micro YM. Probably 3 to 4,000 with crude would be my suggestions, micro crude, and you can build from there. But those would be the kind of the three markets I'd look at first. Do your fast testing, see what one appeals to you, two you seem to be getting the best results with. You build your trade plan. Those are usually some good markets to start with. We will see you there. That's 7 Eastern. I don't know what time zone you're in, but you can translate from there. Okay, yeah. So it will be 7 o'clock for you as well. Yeah, I'm in central North Carolina, so it's Eastern time for me as well. All right. Now that'll be a wrap on today's session, and that ends the sessions for this week for me. We will be on a regular schedule next week. No holidays, so sessions on Monday, or not Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday at 9:30 Eastern, and we'll do a crude oil inventory session at 10:30 on Wednesday. Those will be our 4 sessions in here next. My 4 sessions in here next week. And we'll see everybody then. Those of you in the mastermind group, I'll hope to see you tonight in Troy's backtesting training. Everyone have a good one. We will see you either tonight or next week.